What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight. Alright, we're going back to Rhapsody of Fire. Yes, indeed. Rhapsody of Fire fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Saulo D'Souza Jr. And Saulo wanted to see me react to this song by Rhapsody of Fire called Warrior of Ice. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I think I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Rhapsody of Fire, no surprise there. And the video has 404,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Warrior of Ice. That's all I got. Got some album work here. Just Rhapsody up here. This is back when they were just known as Rhapsody, before they had to change the name for legal reasons to Rhapsody of Fire. I always think that's a sham. That's always a disappointment when that happens. Just judging from the artwork, I think I already have an idea of what this is going to sound like. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Yep. I'm just waiting for the song to kick in. Like being on a roller coaster. Brace yourself. This is it? This is where we're gonna go? Here we go. vocals on the chorus. places I need to pause. Okay. Yeah. It's exactly what I was expecting. After seeing the artwork and looking back on my past experiences with Rhapsody or Rhapsody of Fire, depending on, which albums I've been exposed to. Yeah, it's pretty typical for them. What they do, what they're known for. And a lot of people in this is no pun intended. This is a bit of a double-edged sword. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having a signature sound. Okay, there's not. You find a type of sound that you, as a band, you like to have. You think it represents your band well, and you claim it. It's yours, and everybody can hear that song or hear any song from that band and go, oh yeah, that's them, Now, it is a bit of a double-edged sword. There's the side that looks at it and goes, well, that's brilliant. From like a business standpoint, it makes perfect sense. You find success. Why would you want to change a horseman race? If you don't do that. If you're winning the race with a horse, and they're in the lead, why would you want to change them out? At the same time, though, there's the other side of the sword where it's, that's, it gets stale, it gets boring, one trick pony, those words start coming into play. I look at it like this. How many bands out there have had success to some extent? And maybe not the pinnacle of their success, but they've had some success. And then they find that it factor. They find that signature sound, the sound that just absolutely defines them. And then their success like quintuples, they made $200,000 in 1 year, and then the next year they make $1 million, because all of a sudden now they have their signature sound, and they are constantly, making that number now on a consistent basis because their sound is consistent. I don't see the problem. I really don't see an issue with that. I know a lot of people, like I said, will use words like, they sold out, blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, look, I've had this discussion before. It really depends on how you define success and what you're willing to do to get that success. And a lot of times people will use that word selling out just because they're jealous, because they didn't have that success. The way I see it is this. They found something that works for them. They found something that defines them. And they found a demographic that appreciates what they do and keeps them fed. So I really have no problem with that. I have no issue with that. Power metal at its finest, sure, why not? It has all the power metal traits, and I'm sure at some point during this, we're going to get, okay, I'm going to go on record right now, and I'm going to say we're going to get a guitar solo. We're going to get a keyboard solo. We might get a guitar and keyboard harmonizing solo. I don't know if we'll get that, but I know we're going to get a guitar solo and or a keyboard solo. I know we're going to get that. We've already had the grandioso, chorus with the vocals, with the choir vocals in there. We've already had that. The rapid fast guitar picking, diddle it. I mean, it feels, it feels good. It sounds good. It's being done well, so I don't have any complaints. Vocals up in the high register with the vibrato. It's just it's a trademark. It's a key mark of that signature sound of power metal that pretty much every power metal band does. I mean, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. I'm not going to lie. It makes me chuckle. Yeah, sure it does. Absolutely. It makes me laugh. Is that a problem? No. Who cares? It's entertaining, and that's what music at the end of the day is supposed to do for you. It's supposed to entertain you in some way, shape, or form, whether you're just absolutely enthralled with the guitar work or you find it a little humorous of the clichéness of it. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. At the end of the day, you're listening to it and you're being entertained by it. Mission accomplished. There you go. Let's get back into this. It works. Okay, here comes the solo, right? No? Okay. I'm sure there's a guitar solo coming. I'm sure. In the guitar keyboard. Oh, okay, breakdown. Oh, here we go. Six eight feel, I like it. Hey, at least I threw it in there. Huh. There we go. There it is. Keyboard and guitar inducing. Yep. Pretty much what I was expecting. There were a couple surprises in there that I wasn't expecting it. I mean, when they happened, I heard it and I was like, okay, actually that makes sense. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't see it coming. So there were a couple of nice surprises in there. But I would say about 80% of what we heard I was expecting. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Rhapsody of Fire with Warrior of Ice. This was a request from Salo de Souza Jr. All right. Honestly, there's not a lot to talk about that I didn't talk about during the break, during the pause. I guess we'll just hit some bullet points. There might be a couple of things I might want to expand on a little bit, but for the most part, I think we already discussed everything that needs to be discussed. So maybe, possibly, we might get out of here in under 10 minutes. We'll see. Let's start with the score first. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.3. Yep, 8.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.3. What does that mean? Well, an 8.3 would translate to a great scale rating. So overall, I think this was a great presentation. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. So there you go, an 8.3, great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. The score, honestly, comes down to two things. It comes down to songwriting and arranging, and musicianship. The songwriting and arranging kind of go hand in hand. I mean, they're not the same thing, but they do go hand in hand. The chordal progression, the melodic lines, they all made sense. They all sounded good. They all flowed well. At times, it got a little stereotypical. Yes, it did, but like I said during the break, is that a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing. Yes, it got predictable at times, absolutely. But you know what? Like I said, they found a formula that works for them, and they're gonna ride that stagecoach all the way to Wells Fargo. You know, I don't see a problem with that. When you're talking about bands wanting to have success, now success can be defined in a lot of different ways: financial success, accumulation of power success, popularity success. I mean, there's a lot of ways that this can go, and some of them go hand in hand, some of them do not. But at the end of the day, it just really comes down to one simple thing: what is the end goal for the band? And that's really all it comes down to. And they're going to do whatever they can to achieve that goal. And if that means they are going to find a pattern, they're going to find a formula that works for them, and they're going to ride it all the way home, then God bless them, you know? They've done something that probably, I would say, about 90% of bands that have ever been formed in this world struggle to find, if they ever find it. So they found it, and they make it work for them. Good for them. The songwriting sounded good, a little stereotypical from what I've heard from them, but it works nonetheless. The arranging, I liked some of the surprises that they threw in there. They really held off on that guitar solo. I knew there was going to be one. Listen, you cannot have a Rhapsody of Fire song or a power metal song in general without having some kind of a solo. That's like power metal 101. You gotta have a solo of some kind. Usually guitar solo, sometimes keyboard solo, sometimes both. Sometimes dual guitar, sometimes guitar and keyboard. You know, there's gonna be something. Some instrument's gonna do some sort of a blistering solo, right? That's part of the formula. But they really held off. They held off until like the last minute and a half of the song to get into it. And I was like, I kept waiting for it. I kept saying, here it comes, here it comes. No, we have a bridge. Okay, all right, or we're coming out of the bridge. Okay, here comes the solo, right here it comes. No, okay, we're going into a breakdown. We're breaking it down. Okay, that's interesting. You would think they would do that after the solo, but okay, all right, well, let's see where this goes. And then it sounds like we're starting to build back up into the song again. And then we go into this, you know, call and response type of feel, and then the guitar solo kicks in. Boy, they made us wait for that, didn't they? But it was still there. It was still there. But it was some interesting arrangement choices, you know, kind of throwing me for a loop. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure there are a lot of other listeners, you know, that listen to power metal and are sitting here going, where's the solo? It's there. It is there. You just have to be patient. You have to wait for it. The musicianship from these guys, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm surprised by how good the musicianship is. It is what it is. It's great musicianship across the board from everybody involved. Drums, keyboards, guitars, bass, all sounds good. It all sounds not good. It sounds great. Everybody played very cleanly. Everybody played very technically. It sounded just fine. You know, I'll say this. There is a certain bar that's been set for these guys, and they met it. They met that level of expectation. They didn't exceed it, but they met it. And that's all that really needs to do. It's just keep hitting for par, man, hitting for par. Vocally, I mean, I think that's where I was getting the most entertainment out of this. Not so much for the lead vocalist, although I will admit, going up in the falsetto with the vibrato, yeah. Listen, I'm not trying to be disrespectful here when I do that. I'm not. I'm just laughing because I saw it coming and it happened. And I'm like, yeah, there it is. I was ready for that. It's not that it's bad. It's not that it's terrible. It's actually done really well. It's just I just find humor in it. That's all. That's just me. No, but it was done well. The vocals were done very well. The grandioso, chorus, the choir vocals in the chorus, you heard it. And again, to be somewhat expected, but done well. I just like having fun with it. When stuff like that happens, I like, there it is. Grandioso. That's just me. I just have fun with it. Listen, you got to have fun when you're doing this. Otherwise, you're going to lose your ever-loving mind. Did I have any complaints about the song? No, I didn't have any complaints. I think I've heard other songs from Rhapsody of Fire that I think honestly were a little bit better than this one. But I'm not saying that this was a bad song, just because it might be getting the lower scores out of what I normally give Rhapsody of Fire. That does not mean it's bad. Not at all. It just means there are other songs that I've heard that I think were a little more impressive. That's all. But an 8.3 is still getting a great score, so I got no problem giving that score to that song. I think it absolutely deserves it. So, 8.3, that's where we're at, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.3, which is a great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me. But if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.